Welcome. Thank you for joining me today. I'm Robin Alsip Arce, and today we're going to look at how I made this beauty. I would call it Baroque. There's so much texture. There's just so much yummy goodness here. I used some Redesign with Prima molds. I used a Finnebair mold for the frame, and of course a beautiful Christmas transfer from Redesign with Prima. So I hope I can inspire you today to make something beautiful. Let's get started. All right, so here you'll see that I have a 6x8 wooden board and I have some molds that I've already cast. And here's the Finnebair mold that I'm just casting the very rim of that frame. And that's what I will use as the little frame around the Santa there in the middle. Now I have in this case, this is a Distress Tim Holtz texture paste, but you can use any texture paste. And I am just going to take my palette knife and spread it around and put a lot of texture in it. So I will speed this up so you can kind of see the process of how this is a very stiff texture paste, and you can see how I'm just going to try to make some ridges and just get a whole lot of texture on that board. Of course, leaving room for that little frame in the middle once it is cast. Now I am demolding that frame, and it is still very pliable, so I have to be careful to get it straight and to line it up. I want it to be in the center, so I'm just using that little piece there as a guide, and you will see that I just center it, and then I continue to apply the texture paste and attach that frame just by using a little bit of glue on the corners, and then the texture paste will solve it. But because it's moving around so much, I wanted to just glue down the corners so that I could be sure it doesn't keep moving while I'm trying to apply the texture paste. Now here I am just trying to fill in any spaces, and I'm trying to move some of that around to give it a little more ridges here and there, a little more depth in certain spots. Now I'm taking my first Prima molds that I have already cast. This is the Regal Flourish, and I am just applying those, and I am really pressing those down into this texture paste to hold them in place. Now later in this video you will see that after I messed with them a lot, they did start coming up. Now these are from the Claire mold, the little flourishes that I'm putting there on the bottom. So I'm just kind of looking and making sure I love it, and then I am going to press everything into that texture paste. Later on, you will see that I will have some issues and have to glue those down as well. So I am just making sure everything is aligned where I want it, and I am drying because all of that needs to dry thoroughly before I can proceed to painting it. So now I am taking out my Waverly chalk paint in plaster, and I am going to cover everything. And this will require a lot of pouncing because there is so very much texture. And in those molds, there is a lot of detail. So I am going to just get that on, that plaster color on the entire piece, including the edges of the board. Now I have sealed this as well because I am going to add antique wax, and I don't want that chalk paint to absorb everything. So you'll see that I am mixing antique wax with water, and I'm watering it down significantly. And again, I have already sealed the entire piece because I do not want that chalk paint to absorb all of this wax. I want to be able to wipe some away. And in the very beginning, I am wiping a whole lot away, and then I realize I'm wiping too much away. But I think I did that because I was afraid it was going to absorb too much. And once I saw that it was not absorbing too much, then I was able to just add more and let it sit a little bit longer. So I am putting this antique wax. This is Folk Art Home Decor wax in the antique color, and I am covering the entire piece. And after I wipe it on, I am wiping it off with a wet wipe, and I'm using that little pokey tool to get into some of the crevices that I don't want it to remain in. And I am just continuing to go over certain areas where I need more, and just to try to perfect the look that I'm going for. And here's where you will see that some of my molds start coming off because that texture paste just isn't holding it down. So I am just taking some Gorilla Super Glue, and I am going to reattach, and I will decide here to pull the rest off because I know that this is not going to hold. So I will continue to pull the rest off and re-glue them down. Now I am trying to decide which of these pictures to use from the transfer set, and I decide on that green Santa. So basically I am just taking my time to cut out the picture in the right size and get it applied there in the center of my piece. Once that's applied, I do not show it, but I do apply a clear coat layer over the entire piece. So thank you so much for watching and joining me today. I do hope that you have been inspired to go make something beautiful. Have a blessed, blessed day.